Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see everybody.
Hello. Barbara, how are you doing?
Good. How's everyone
North Carolina,
tonight?
South Carolina.
Trying to start my video.
Good evening.
Hi.
Well, Kim, it looks like we're going to have a great crowd tonight, and thank
I
you for
think
hosting.
so. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to get situated. Turn off the ringing bell. Good to see so many familiar faces and a few new ones as well. Welcome, everyone.
Good evening. How's everybody?
Doing pretty good. So it is just about 6:30. So we'll definitely want to give folks a little bit time to get logged in and get situated, and we'll kind of get started. We've got a really exciting conversation for everyone today. So I want to thank everyone for joining us.
Is it 6:30 right now by you over there?
It is officially 6:30 now.
Okay, we are officially 8:30.
Oh gosh. Well,
No.
thank you so much for spending this evening time with us.
I just came from my
7:30 in the
training.
east.
Yeah.
Here's home, Carla.
Okay. So now that I know that we've got some people who are, it sounds like you're close to my bedtime. So I definitely want to get us started in the interest of time so that we can bring you the information that we have, and also have some time for your feedback and your discussion. So I do want to welcome everyone to the CA1 Lions Quest Chairpersons meeting. And I'm glad to see a lot of our Lions Quest chair people from CA1 in attendance today. And so based on the feedback that I've gotten from many of you all that have expressed an interest in receiving more up-to-date and relevant guidance, especially around, bridging the gap between Lions, schools, and community partners, as well as providing a channel for you all to meet with your peers and from other districts, and to learn more about the resources that are available for you in your work through both LCIF and LCI. So the Lions Quest Building Community Partnerships is the first in a series of meetings that I'm hoping to have with you all that will be focused on the foundations of developing program-focused projects, really with the specific interest in working with both your schools and community-based providers, systems, and other youth-serving networks and coalitions. Our goal at the Lions Quest Department is really to kind of help you guys be able to serve as advocates for the Lions Quest program. And, we really want to provide you with the content and any training that you need, so that as you guys are out in the field, you're able to navigate these discussions, whether you're talking to someone from the school or from another system, so that you're able to really communicate the benefits of the program and to talk and have the knowledge to really have conversations around social and emotional learning, and know that you have our support in doing that. Each month, we want to have a meeting like this where we can cover information relative to youth advocacy and education, really understanding and having dialogue about current youth conditions, up-to-date trends, what's going on with kids, what are we learning from data, and what are we learning from reports to kind of help us pivot to understanding the greater needs of service with the program. I'll be here to give you any significant program updates, any innovations that we're working on. And at some point, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more Lions Quest champions and Lions Quest district and club achievements. So we'll be able to add those celebrations into our monthly get together. And each month we'll have a guest speaker. Our speaker this month is past international director in our Area 1 GAT leader, PID Jerome Thompson. He's going to join us and share some information with you all. We also have a couple of our colleagues here, Jean Hewitt from membership and Guy Schmalley from GAT. If you guys want to take a quick second and unmic and say hello.
Hello, everyone. This is Jean Ewert. I'm a Specialty Clubs Program Specialist in the Membership Development Division, and welcome to the webinar.
Okay.
And my name is Guy Schmalley. I'm a specialist on the Global Action Team. And I help connect all of our Lion leaders with the tools and resources that they need to be successful in realizing their visions for serving others, growing our membership, and cultivating leadership. So thank you, Kim, for the invite to participate tonight. I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining, and thanks so much for helping out. And you will hear from PID Jerome Thompson, who's going to talk a little bit more with you today about some opportunities around specialty clubs, programs, and how they can be organized specifically to support young people that are impacted by juvenile justice and child welfare systems. We are also inviting other speakers to join us on these monthly calls. So I will leave my information toward the end. So if you all have any speakers that you would like to recommend, whether they're Lions or non-Lions, you can contact me and we will see if we can't get them on the agenda. Every month, we'll also have a Learn, Grow, and Lead section where we want to give you, a teaser or some kind of content that you're able to take back into your clubs and into your districts to work with, to help support your planning and implementation process. To get started, we have this meeting scheduled for the third Wednesday of each month at the same time. I do have a couple of things scheduled for Saturdays because I know that the Wednesday night may not work for everyone. You should have also received an invitation for February the 5th, which is going to be an opportunity for Lions to receive an actual Lions Quest training. That is something that I've gotten feedback from in terms of really giving Lions a bit more insight and more, more of the experience that looks a little bit like what our teachers and implementers get. So we'll actually have one of our Lions Quest trainers, she's a Lion, Deanne Hershey. She's been with the program for more than 20 years, and she has also served in the role as a district and multiple district Lions Quest chair, as well, I believe, multiple and district Leo advisor. These out of Kansas, and she really is one of the trainers that really has worked with us very closely, especially around what we call non-traditional implementations, wherever we're kind of supporting Lions that are working with the program outside of the school system. So I will resend those invitations as well. As we're having these Wednesday meetings, I would really encourage you all, if you are currently working with other Lions in your district around Lions Quest, or if you have community partners that you have been working with to sort of bring them into the fold, they are more than welcome to attend these meetings. If there's a meeting that really is only for Lions, I will make sure that that is very clear in the invitation. But for now, I really would like to extend the invitation for you all to bring any of those partners or other Lions in your district that you want them to learn more about Lions Quest. So one of the things that, as I mentioned, this session is going to be an opportunity to really explore and discuss, developing a few things that are going to help bridge that gap between traditional school implementation as well as bringing in other opportunities to implement this program in a community-based setting, right? And one of the main things that we've seen is a need for common language that helps everybody really kind of understand that, yes, we're on the same page, but maybe we're using different words or different phrases to address the same issue. So we're going to really explore that on this meeting. We'll also be touching bases on some of the approaches and things that we've seen really become impactful in terms of looking at Lions Quest as a resource that Lions bring to the table that also result in introducing Lionism to people. So we'll kind of talk a little bit about that as well. We're also going to cover a few really good tips. Lions Quest has 2 grant programs that we manage through our department. They are the promotional grant program and the community partnership grant program. So I'll talk a little bit about how you can actually utilize those grant programs really to serve a dual purpose. To one, introduce Lions Quest, introduce SEL to your communities, but also how do you sort of leverage those resources in a way that gets other people excited about supporting the program and, more importantly, becoming a Lion and as part of their pledge support to the program. So we'll touch on that a little bit, on today's meeting. I am going to ask that if you are having questions during the presentation, that you can drop those in the chat box. Both Guy and Jean have agreed to really help out to make sure that we don't miss anybody's questions. I'm sure that both Director Thompson and I will always open up and provide the opportunity for you all to chime in if you have questions. It will really be helpful. I know a lot of us know each other, some of us don't know each other, and we're not going to do get to know you activity. So if when you do have a question or a comment for the first time, if you can just kind of introduce yourself, let us know who you are and let us know what district you're from and maybe even state if you don't mind. So that kind of helps me get an idea of who's in the room and, kind of think through if we've got some other things going on there that may be helpful to you. As we get started, I think that I can't reiterate enough that, for today's conversation, we're really taking a dive into looking at Lions Quest as a service program and really focusing on really the glue that holds the program together. And that glue really is our Lions. There are a ton of other programs that look like Lions Quest that teach social and emotional learning, that teach life skills, but we're the only program backed by 1.4 million volunteers who are not only dedicated and ready, but have the knowledge and the compassion to really understand that we're working with young people and we have, all of these resources, such as we have curriculum. For those that may not be as familiar with the program, Lions Quest is an evidence-based curriculum that is taught a lot of times in schools as a life skills program. We also provide training. So our department, we work with contracted trainers, professionals in education and behavioral health that actually go out and train teachers on how to teach a program that covers social and emotional learning skills to kids. We also provide training to school systems on how to incorporate a program like this into their larger school system. We also promote service learning as a way for schools to connect with their local Lions Club. In our curriculum materials, we explicitly say, contact your local Lions Club and think about creating opportunities for young people to be out in the community of service to the community, because we are a service organization, and any chance that we have to promote what we love and what we do to the next generation, we definitely take advantage of that. One of the things that is really unique about the time that we're living in right now is I think that we are in a position where we are finding that the need that young people have to be supported by an organization like Lions is probably at a point at this time in life that it's never been before. You cannot escape any of the news that we've been watching as schools try to figure out how COVID and school closures, or, you know, all of the things that really we were forced to take a look through a microscope because of COVID. And right now, in education, in behavioral health, in the justice system, a huge focus in the way that we look at young people has been through the lens of what's called adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. And ACEs really describe a set of experiences that young people have that we know not only disrupts or impacts their brain development. It can trigger a traumatic response. You know, we're working with some schools here that have actually taken Lions Quest and said, this is all we're going to use for the first few weeks of school as our children come back, because some of the behaviors that we're seeing can no longer be just looked at as, oh, this kid is misbehaving. These children have been traumatized, and you'll see that in a lot of areas, and you'll see that trauma play out as the consequences for behavior tend to grow. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the needs within the juvenile justice system. Now, I always like to say, as Lions, I know that I would not be surprised if we do have some people on the line who may have a clinical psychology degree, or have a very advanced working knowledge of psychology. But I do want to reiterate that we're not going there, right? However, being aware, you know, because you guys are on the front line, you are the ones who are having the relationships with the schools, with the mental health providers, with the drug prevention coalitions, and with other people in your community who are just as concerned about kids as you all are. So kind of understanding that a lot of conversation around the mental wellness of young people, and not just them. You'll see conversations about the mental well-being of teachers, of other frontline staff that are working with young people. And you know, and addressing this does require both that clinical lane, but also the non-clinical. And that's sort of where we come in. And we're having the opportunity to present this program that really kind of helps young people begin to process and make sense of some of the experiences that they're having, that they're now either bringing into the school system or they're riding it as a vehicle into the criminal justice system. So just to kind of bring everybody on the same page, our program that I keep talking about, the Fabulous Lions Quest, it is really grounded in what we call social and emotional learning. So social and emotional learning is buzzword. If you think about life skills or character education, those things that really focus on helping young people understand how to manage their emotions, practice empathy, make responsible decisions. How do they understand the difference between healthy relationships or unhealthy relationships? Are they socially aware? Are they aware of who they are and what is their place in the world? What is their ability to contribute to the world? And what the science tells us is that it is absolutely important for kids to learn these things in a space where someone is actually teaching certain lessons, but also that they are learning these things and they're being reinforced at home and in the community, which is why we do a lot of work around service learning and working with Lions to really kind of be those advocates that can bridge the gap from what the kids are learning in a classroom type of environment to really building service around these young people. And I think that some of the creative projects that I've seen lets me know that Lions are really an untapped resource in this area. So I can say that I am very grateful to be able to bring this conversation to you all in this context around organizing service with our program. As we move forward and as I get ready to segue to Director Thompson, I'm really excited that we've begun to have conversations about bridging the resources between Lions Quest and some of the support that we offer to Lions, and really having the conversation about, what would it look like if we had entire clubs of people who were focused on supporting their communities with Lions Quest and being part of watching that conversation evolve from selling books to really wrapping these communities in the types of services that Lions are known for. And so I would like to definitely share my contact information. I've been with Lions Quest for this will be 6 years. And so one of the things that I do is I work with Lions and organizing their local projects and really building those bridges when you're working with whether it's schools or community organizations, and helping to explain the benefits of the program, but then kind of working with you all to look at, well, what does that really look like on the ground? What can we as Lions do after the teachers are trained or after the facilitators have been selected? How do we continue to support some of the needs of these young people in the field? And so I think as we move forward, I am really looking forward to hearing how the discussion evolves and what resources that we can either point you to, whether they're resources that are coming from Lions Quest, from GAT, from membership, and really appreciative of Director Thompson leading this effort and helping us to sort of pull these dots together. And so with that, I would like to now let Director Thompson be the next voice that you hear.
Thank you so very much, Lion Kim, Lion Guy, Lion Jean. Y'all are great to support this webinar this evening. And I'm here to tell you that we also have a very important guest in the room this evening, and that is our very own International Director, Shay Nickel from Kentucky. Justice Shay Nickel, very involved in the Supreme Court there in Kentucky, also very involved in the juvenile justice system in Kentucky. And so as we begin to talk tonight, I want you to know that this next generation of Lions Quest and thought out, has been discussed with juvenile justice leaders, the International Director Nickel, and I'm so excited to get to present to you tonight. Lions have served from the heart In fact, since July 1st, 2022, or 2021, we have impacted over 16 million lives. And that's only with 44% of our clubs reporting. Just think if we got that reporting to 88%, we would be able to serve probably 50 to 60 million people in this fiscal year. But Lions, since 1917, we have brought hope to the hopeless. And just think, as a Lion, or someone say, the Lions Club bought me my first pair of glasses. We provide hope to those who are sight impaired. We provide equipment for those who are visually impaired. And we provide hope for those who are dealing with diabetes, whether it's type 1 or type 2. We're educating the community about the signs of diabetes, and we're empowering those who have diabetes to better manage their health. And we're funding research to eradicate diabetes from the face of the earth. We're taking and providing hope to those who have food insecurities, because in most communities, no matter how wealthy, there's a certain segment of society that's going to sleep tonight, not knowing where their next meal is coming from. And yet Lions have the ability to rally and help with that need. We're helping families who are dealing with pediatric cancer, and we're making the world a better place to live with our environment. I'm excited about what we're doing. However, there is a growing segment of citizens who are silently crying for our help. And the Lions of the United States and beyond must rise up and provide hope. And who is it that needs our help? It's 73 million children in the United States who are under the age of 18. And you ask yourself, why do they need our help? Go ahead and take your phones out, because when this next slide comes up, you'll want to take a picture of it, because these are startling statistics. And I want you to have them on your phone, because we're going to begin to talk about these. Every 45 seconds, a child or teen is arrested. That's, if I've done my math correctly, 700,000 children or teens that are arrested every year in the United States. Every 2 minutes, a child is placed in foster care. As a matter of fact, while we've been talking here this evening, 10 children have been removed from their home and placed in the foster care somewhere in the United States. Every 24 hours, 14,206 children on the average in public schools are suspended. And gun violence is the leading cause of death for ages 1 through 19. Take that picture, because that is going to be our motivating factor. That is the group of people who are silently crying. That's the hopeless that we're going to bring hope to. It's tragic. Think about those numbers. Look at those numbers. Today's youth have far too many opportunities to make unhealthy decisions that can lead to a lifetime of trouble. Lions are here to help provide guidance, provide resources and support that encourage education, leadership, responsible decision-making, healthy lifestyle choices, and service to others. We, the Lions of the world, some 1.4 million strong, provide hope to the hopeless daily. And this, with Lions Quest help, is going to provide hope to our youth who are in trouble. The most of these statistics go back to and can be traced back to one of 4 issues. Either a lack of self-esteem. That lack of self-esteem has caused them to not know where their place is in society, to not value their life and not value their contribution to the community. Or it could be a lack of ability to build healthy personal relationships. They feel alone. They have no friends in their mind. They have no friends. They don't know how to build healthy relationships. And because of that, some of their actions, some of their words are just really socially inappropriate. But Lions Quest can assist them and give them the tools and the resources to begin to develop healthy personal relationships. The lack of ability to make healthy decisions, and those lack of ability to make healthy decisions quite often moves children into a realm of drugs, alcohol, tobacco, sex, and pornography and other things. And Lions Quest can help these youth come together and learn to make healthy decisions. But the most important thing we can do for youth is we can share with them our pride in our community. And we as Lions quite often think about community as a geographical area. But when we're talking about youth, that pride in community is their friends, their family, their neighbors, their schools, their church, their neighborhood. And we have to understand that when we get our youth to take pride in their community, however they want to define it, then in fact, we have someone who is going to become a lion because they're going to have the heart of a lion. We are also going to have someone who has had firm foundation with healthy self-awareness, with healthy personal relationships, with good decision-making skills moving forward. So we're providing them a foundation of success. I'm excited. Now, on the next slide, you're going to see there that Lions Quest can help us to build those healthy relationships. It's going to help us when we use it together to bring our schools and our caring adults and our communities and our law enforcement officers and our judges all together to rally to help our youth. Our youth is going to learn to choose conflict resolution over aggression. Hopefully that will lower the statistics of gun violence. And our youth is going to begin to resist the substance use and the truancy and the delinquent behaviors that have become so prevalent among youth today. Now, why Lions? Why Lions? Well, first of all, we own Lions Quest because Lions Clubs International Foundation bought Lions Quest, and we've used it within the school system around the world. But in the United States, we've not been very successful in moving Lions Quest into whole school programs. And so in a conversation with Director Shea, in a conversation with Lion Kim and other around our headquarters, it has been determined that the best thing that we can do for Lions Quest and the best thing that we can do for those children who are silently crying tonight is to adapt our program to meet special needs and niches. In 1917, children have since then have always been our key focus. And if you go back into the early history of Lions Clubs, it was Boy Scouts and it was Little League programs and it was summer programs for youth, Girl Scouts, so many things around youth. And Lions Quest is a comprehensive life skill and preventative program for youth of all ages and builds the important social and emotional competencies by promoting self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, responsible decision-making, and service learning. And while the program has not moved into the schools as we would like, Lions Quest is now available for our juvenile justice system to use as a diversion program or to use as a rehabilitative program as part of the juvenile probation process, because there's a discussion within the juvenile justice systems. I think that Justice Nickel would agree. Some say that it should be punitive. Others say it should be rehabilitative. And to be quite honest, I believe that if we're going to make an impact in the communities for generations to come, we've got to rehabilitate those youth who have made poor decisions and give them the skills to succeed and find greater success. Also, then, let me just give you a tease. After we have tailored this to the juvenile justice system and we have rolled it out to several areas and we've tested it and it's available across the United States to juvenile justice, we have 4,000 alternative schools where the students do not learn well in the traditional classroom. Most of that is behavioral problems that have got them kicked out of a traditional classroom and they're then assigned to an alternative school. Lions Quest for alternative schools, and those 4,000 schools, it would in fact be a blessing. And then think about the foster care system, where the children are being removed from their parents most of the time because their parents have made some poor decisions. They have not received the training and the instruction that they need to move forward in a productive way. But if we as Lions, working with our children's services, with our Department of Human Resources, with our foster care programs across the United States, can use Lions Quest to build up the self-esteem of those foster children, to give them guidance, to help them to make better decisions and to build healthy personal relationships, we're going to change the trajectory of their success forever. Lions have a lot to offer. And then finally, we've got after-school programs. They're becoming more and more popular, and they are always looking for some activity for those after-schoolers to be involved in. And we as Lions can help those children with their social and emotional learning. Now, why Lions? We have some 300,000 Lions across Constitution Area 1 that are available and ready to help, that's passionate about service. Lions Quest may in the past have been considered a book-selling venture. No longer. We're serving, and we're serving from the heart, and we're making an impact. Why Lions? Because Lions are looking for a pathway of leadership, and leaders promote other leaders. Leaders develop leaders. Lions Quest will help us as Lions to make an impact in our community and lead our youth to greater leadership opportunities. We can develop our youth as leaders. We can have the support of their peers. They can have the support of their peers. We have the support of other Lions clubs, and we are beginning to build a system where that we can continually coach and mentor and talk and refine and be successful. And the most important thing that Lions Quest can do is we can celebrate the successes of our youth and our individual communities. We can recognize them, but also Lions want to recognize you as Lions Quest chairs and Lions Quest coordinators. And we have some awards that we would like to give to you as they're earned, and we want to celebrate your success. Working together, we can and we will make a difference in the lives of others. This is the ultimate objectives of Lions Quest. And on the next slide, you're going to see engage students, families, and schools and community members in creating a learning environment that is based upon a caring relationship. Do you know a group of individuals any more caring than Lions? I don't. We have high expectations. We have meaningful involvement, and using Lions Quest, we're going to make a difference. We're going to put a smile on the face of some children who have not smiled in a long time. Second objective is to provide opportunities for students to learn the essential social and emotional skills needed to lead healthy and productive lives. Wouldn't it be great if those statistics you took the picture of were cut in half over the next 4 to 5 years, because we as Lions have been proactive and gone out there and taken our Lions Quest program and changed lives? The third objective there is to promote a safe, healthy approach to life, free from the harm of tobacco, alcohol, and other drug use. I don't know about you, but in North Alabama, we've got children, 12, 13, 14, that are sharing the same meth with their parents. It's awful. And we as Lions can reach out and make a difference with the children, if not the adults. The next is to strengthen practice citizenship through cooperation and service to others. We're going to take youth that have made some bad decisions. They're in the juvenile justice system. We're going to make them model citizens by using the Lions Quest program. Is it going to be 100% successful? No. But if we can just be 75 or 80% successful, if we can save one child from suicide, one child from gun violence, one child from addiction to drugs, then this program will in fact be the most successful program Lions International has ever rolled out in Constitution Area 1. We're going to strengthen students' communities with their family, their positive peers, their schools and communities. We're going to do that by bringing them all together. And not only are we going to take, as we form these new clubs, specialty clubs, to focus only on Lions Quest and putting it in the juvenile justice system. We're also going to encourage those clubs on a quarterly basis to do something in the community, whether that's Red Ribbon Days or having a Learn at Lunch where that there's a speaker talking about the issues that are facing the youth and informing parents where to find drugs and what's the signs of that your child might be on a drug. We're going to strengthen that safety net for our youth. And finally, we're going to celebrate the diversity and encourage respect for others throughout this program. We're going to build a team. We're going to build a vision. We're going to build a plan, and we're going to build success. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with the help of those that's on the call this evening. We're going to ask you to just casually begin a discussion in your district and share the information that Lions Quest is being modified to serve the needs of the juvenile justice system. You don't have to be an expert, just begin to talk, share the message, let folks hear, build the excitement. I can tell you that since we have started this discussion about 90 days ago, no one that I have mentioned it to has said, oh, that won't work. Everyone has said, I want to be a pilot. We have Lions in Grand Rapids, Michigan, waiting for us to get all of the material and resources together to assist them. We have Lions in Kentucky waiting for us to be able to assist them in forming some clubs around this Lions Quest model. We have a judge right here in my home county that is willing to test and pilot and would like to have this in her court system no later than July 1st. We have an alternative school who heard about the fact that it was coming that says, can we be the first to test it in the alternative school? Everyone is excited. Just begin the conversation in your districts and your multiple districts and begin to promote forming specialty clubs in your community to support Lions Quest with your juvenile justice officials. Someone in your club knows someone that knows someone that knows the juvenile probation office, knows someone who is a juvenile judge. And as Kevin Bacon said, we're all 6 degrees away. We may have to work a few degrees, but we can get to the juvenile justice system in your community because we know someone that knows someone and we're building networks. Consider becoming a Lions Quest mentor or regional coordinator because as we begin to build these clubs, our traditional district structure may not be able to give them the support they need. Our traditional Guiding Lion program may not be able to give the support they need, but you as experts that have been involved with Lions Quest for an extended period of time, you very well may need to become a mentor, someone that they can call, someone that will coach them towards success. In the next 45 days, we anticipate being able to give everyone a checklist explaining the details of how to use Lions Quest to form clubs, specialty clubs, to form coalitions, to find funding and implement this amazing program in your communities. Just think for a second about our service impact when we'll be able to help 700,000 teens a year to make better decisions. It's much more than helping the teens. It's improving the quality of life for anyone and everyone that lives in their community. Lion Kim, I hope I haven't taken too much time. I'm passionate and I am talkative as well, but I'm going to turn the program back over to you. And thank you very much for letting me be a guest tonight.
Thank you so much, PID Thompson. I think that your message is something that resonates. It definitely speaks to things that we've heard in the field from Lions and wanting to really embrace all of the resources that that come with membership and how to leverage the Lions network in an area where so many people have demonstrated passion, which is serving our youth in our communities. From the programmatic end of things, I know that I probably mentioned this a few times before, but to really kind of piggyback off of what PID Thompson just talked about, Lions Quest already has a number of really functional relationships with SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration. We have opportunities for Lions to organize around things such as National Prevention Week. We have opportunities for Lions to utilize some of their resources to support activities that focus on parents. And, you know, I know a lot of times we think, okay, Lions Quest is the only resource that we can offer to a community, but I would definitely encourage you to think about building a suite of resources. You want to pull from everything that you have access to, because I guarantee you, when you go into a community where Lions Quest really has the most opportunity to be impactful, you're probably going to find that you're also in a community where you may have elevated rates of diabetes, or a lot of kids who are showing up to school that need eyeglasses and aren't getting, you know, proper glasses. Or maybe you'll find that this particular area does have a higher rate of childhood cancer or food insecurity. So there are a ton of opportunities for Lions to really combine the resources and services with Lions Quest. We also have a partnership with the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, or the DEA. They have a national initiative called Operation Engage, which, if you're having these types of meetings, as PID Thompson mentioned, and you're looking for guest speakers to come in and talk to your club about youth issues, especially around drugs or anything like that, we have a really good partnership and a great relationship with headquarters, where we can help you bring in a guest speaker to talk to your club. And I can't stress enough that I would really encourage you to use these as opportunities to organize service projects around Lions Quest, simply by extending the invitation to the community. And then you're serving the community. You can count those service hours under education and advocacy. And there's also a service reporting button for Lions Quest. It's not very detailed, but as you're meeting and planning and talking to community representatives, this is legitimate service. And we really need you to consider how you can update your service hours so that we can show the work that you guys are doing in the field. As I mentioned, our program is, you know, we've had it under the umbrella of Lions for more than 30 years. It is backed by research. So we are promoting a program that is considered to be evidence-based, meaning that we have tested this program through universities, through other organizational think tanks such as CASEL, who has to vet it and approve it to be on an evidence-based list. So that means that any school who has federal funding to do an SEL program can go to this CASEL list, and they will see a listing for Lions Quest that explains the program. It tells you who it serves. It tells you what sort of outcomes we've seen in our research. And we are also proud recipients of grant funds from the Novo Foundation, which over the past 5 years has given us about $1 million to actually pilot projects like this, so that we can be as innovative as our Lions need us to be, as you all reflect the needs of your community. And so that's evidence, as you all go out and talk about this wonderful program, that you are not alone. You have some really well-renowned names and partners that come with you on this journey. Just as a recap, you know, as we are talking about Lions Quest and you guys are sort of thinking about conversations that maybe you've had, or opportunities that you may have thought was a good fit, but you really wasn't sure if you could do that, right? And in a nutshell, when you think about Lions Quest, as you guys are having conversations, you have a few things that you know that you can offer to your community partner. One is a curriculum. The curriculum is a set of lessons where it has the teaching script and activities for the youth to do. Very, very, there's very typical life skills content. You also can offer training and support, whether we are training teachers or implementers or counselors or diversion staff or court staff. We will train your audience to implement the program. We will work with your group to customize what that training looks like and to work with them to really understand the best pathway to use the program in that setting. We will also support your work around engaging parents. As PID Thompson mentioned, a lot of times we see that our youth are struggling because there is a link missing. So working with parents and educating them on social and emotional learning and coming up with innovative ways to reach them. We were working out here in a school district in the southern suburbs, and they said, well, we don't really know how to get our parents to come out. We really need the parents to come out because the children are struggling and we really need to kind of bridge this gap. Well, we have the art teachers set up a paint and sip. And I don't know if anybody's ever attended a paint and sip. It's basically a art class where you come. We did not encourage or allow them to bring alcohol, but the school provided food. We supported that. The art teacher walk the parents through doing a painting where everybody ended with the same painting. And the activity, we didn't hit them over the head and say, this is Lions Quest and this is what you should be doing. We simply gave those parents an opportunity to get together, to be with one another, to get to know their kids' teachers, their administration, and the feedback that we got. We asked them a question. What would you tell the parents that didn't come out tonight? And overwhelmingly, they said that they missed a really fun time and everybody wanted to know, when are we going to do this again? And that was us serving a school that had adopted Lions Quest, because we knew that for Lions Quest to do what we wanted it to do, we had to get that whole constellation of the parents and other providers coming in. We also will support you in working with your partners, whether they are community-based or otherwise, and organizing service learning. This is a really important way for young people to start to really experience life in a different way, especially if you're dealing with kids who have been really in a position where most of their interactions with adults have been punitive, and giving them an opportunity with guided leadership, with caring adults to try out these new skills. It's very scary for young people to have lived where these adverse behaviors have served them well. It's kept them safe in the streets. It's kind of gotten them what they needed, and you're asking them to turn over a new leaf. So giving them that space to where they're having a safe space to practice these new skills and to know that they're headed down the right direction. So service learning not only puts them in a position where they experience being a positive member of the community, but oftentimes when we meet other people that have become Lions or have ascended to a key position and are really strong advocates for youth, I can tell you that if I talk to 20 people, 18 of them are going to say it's because somebody touched them and gave them a chance. And I'll share a story. I've been doing this for about 23 years. And when I first got started, I was a parent, and I was a parent of a kid who the school called me way too much. And one of the first mentors I had was a lady who was in drug prevention. That's how I learned a lot about drug prevention. Well, guess what? She was also a Lion, right? So that is a testament to the value that we bring to the table with Lions Quest and as Lions. In terms of, really kind of working with this group and the groups that we're going to talk to after you all, and really understanding what does this look like on the ground for Lions, right? What are some of the things that we anticipate will happen once a specialty club is formed and everyone is really interested in moving forward with a program? You've got a couple of partners that are at the table and you're ready to start planning and put together an application for one of our grants, right? So I can tell you that on the front line of service, what we look at is making sure that our Lions are serving as advocates for social and emotional learning. And I like to differentiate that being an advocate for SEL and being an advocate for Lions Quest takes you in the same direction, but sometimes we have to advocate for SEL for a minute before we can get to the program. And that means exactly what we're doing today, really giving you some context about how SEL really does impact youth, what kind of issues that we're seeing with youth, the issues that we're deciding to really focus our lens of support on, and then having a conversation about, well, how does Lions Quest actually work in that space, right? And how does our program support things that are already going on? Because we know that even when we walk into a system or a school, that they're already trying something. So we need to be able to know how we can negotiate program placement. Then we have the element of training and leadership development, where, you know, once you start putting together your thoughts around what your projects may look like or how you want to approach presenting this, you know, think of it in terms of you are coming with the resources that you need to be able to prepare, whether they're teachers or youth workers or other related staff. You're preparing them to be able to teach the social and emotional skills to young people and to engage youth and parents in meaningful roles. That's very key. And I think that's something that Lions are really intuitive about, because we want everybody to serve. So that's some energy that you definitely want to keep on the front burner. Then, of course, mobilizing for outcomes in terms of even like we have today, we have a really interesting mix of our Lions Quest chair people, and then we've got some people who responded to the invitation who may not be in that role, but for some reason you are interested in how you can serve youth through your membership as a Lion, and really taking that to the next level where you're leaving here and now rallying locally to continue this conversation. And I know I've talked a lot with PID Thompson, and we kind of developed a really good synergy where I'm giving you basically the three very technical descriptions of what this work looks like. And I really rely on him and my colleagues such as Guy and Jean to really kind of help me understand, well, what does this look like in the field with Lions, right?
Lion Kim, can I jump in?
You sure can.
Awesome. And as we have this informational meeting, and this is what I envision the informational meeting in most communities look like. We have law enforcement, we have the juvenile justice system and officers, we have the Department of Human Resources and the Child's Protective Services. We may even have the superintendent of education and all of the people in the community that are passionate about the quality of youth. And we share with them. And then we say, we really need 20 of you to come together to form a Lions Club focused on one thing, and that is supporting Lions Quest and engaging the community and building a coalition to support our youth. And if we just put Lions Quest in and we stop, we're going to have a club for 1 year, and then they're going to be done and they're wandered off. But if we can get that club then to plan quarterly projects that engage with the community in different ways to improve the quality of life for our youth, whether that's health services, diabetes education, vision screenings, and keep our members engaged in that service component, then we have a club for a lifetime. because those people who are passionate about children, whether they're 22 and fresh out of college, just starting teaching, or they've retired as a teacher and they're 60 and 65 and 70, they're always looking for something to impact children. That's their purpose. And so when we bring purpose of our members along with their passion, and we combine it with Lions Quest and improving children, then in fact, we're going to be advocating for the social and emotional learning. We're going to be developing leaders within our clubs, but also developing the leadership within our youth. And we're going to mobilize for the outcomes, and we're going to see the outcomes with a decrease in juvenile justice cases. We're going to see the outcome with healthier mentally and physically children in our communities. And that's the way that I envision that these specialty clubs are going to just flourish in the years to come. Did that help some?
Absolutely. I know one of the things that we've been working on from the development process is exactly what you're talking about, is, really encouraging our Lions Quest chairpersons and champions to extend those invitations and to work to have some sort of regular meeting where you can really invite the community in to share their information with Lions. And then if you do have a Lions Quest program that your club or your district is supporting, invite those people out too, to kind of talk about, the benefits of the program, their successes, but you also get an in-depth knowledge of what the needs are, and building that network. And I think what we've seen happen is people start to really have a lot of respect for the work that we do as Lions, and they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of it. And when the reputation of Lionism and the name of Lions Quest starts to become familiar to a lot of stakeholders, and people are hearing that the Lions are doing this, or the Lions Quest people, sometimes they'll call you the Lions Quest people, and that's okay too. But it really does open a lot of doors, especially with Zoom right now. I know as much the in-person meetings are really good. I really like them. But one of the benefits that we've seen from Zoom is that people don't have to travel to get to the meeting. They're more open to attending, which means you'll probably be able to get more guest speakers or people who you want to introduce the Lions to. So it's a lot of things that can be done. April is actually prescription drug take back. There's a prescription drug take back day, and the DEA is really interested in working with Lions around setting up locations where people can come and dispose of unused medications. They offer a lot of support for that. They'll help you set up the location, get the proper receptacles. They'll help you work with local law enforcement, because we really don't want to have our Lions, kind of sitting on the corner with, a garbage pail full of, drugs. We don't want you to be a target. But that's another way to really put the program on Front Street. The DEA is very familiar with Lions Quest and Lions, and they'll be more than happy to support. And that is happening in all 50 states. So if anybody is interested, I can definitely get you connected to the right people to help support that as well.
Kim, I've noted.
I'm sorry, we've been going about an hour, and the most important thing is, how are we going to fund this? But we had a comment also that I interrupted, and forgive me for I've sinned.
No, I just, Kim, this is Jean. I just wanted to, there are some of people in attendance that are not from the US. Are there any special nuances, anything we need to know differently for worldwide implementation or anything in that direction?
So I would say this, and then I'll leave it to PID Thompson to kind of follow up. In terms of our department and our ability to work with a lion from any constitutional area, we all do the same thing, right? I think specifically we've kind of run into this scenario, especially with some of our US focused partnerships. But if you look at the work that we do with the DEA, we also have a partnership with the UNODC, United Nations Office on Drug and Crime Prevention. And any of the conversations that we have around mental health, that is a worldwide issue. You know, that's a worldwide issue. And we see that Lions Quest is being used in most constitutional areas for a lot of the very similar things. We've done work around gender equity. We've done work around general youth leadership. So I would just say, you know, anyone can call our office, whether it's myself or my colleague, Kim Anderson, who covers Kim Casper, who covers constitutional areas 3 through 8. Between the two of us, we will do whatever we can to make your project a reality. Now, and specifically with specialty clubs, I will leave that to you all to kind of expound on that being applicable in other CAs.
I would say that as far as specialty clubs go, I'm not familiar with all the different needs around the world. And so because of that, I would encourage you to reach out to past director Sanjay Khatan, who is the specialty club coordinator, and also then whoever is in your district or multiple district that works with specialty clubs, or contact our great staff who will give you some guidance. But I believe that this concept is scalable and marketable around the world. And the grants are available around the world too. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes, the Lions Quest grants are available internationally. And the two that I want to talk about today, I'm gonna just share some of the best practices, things that we look for. And this is pretty universal. Sometimes we get a little bit of nuance difference internationally, but not a lot. And those are considered on a case-by-case basis. But in general, we have two really good grants that were developed specifically to really help Lions move from kind of where we are today, which is kind of talking about it amongst ourselves, and really starting to lay the groundwork to build those relationships in the community. And as PID Thompson so eloquently laid out, bringing in these community stakeholders and offering them the opportunity to become members. It's kind of a twofold thing. So, what we look for in our promotional grants, for example, is that you're writing this grant from the perspective of some sort of Lions Quest planning team. That team should have Lions and non-Lions. I can't stress that enough. There's no opportunity for new members if we are only working with existing members. So opening up that door and bringing in those people who that you've been talking to that have expertise, and letting them have the experience of working with Lions and bringing their expertise to the table. Your committee should meet regularly. Monthly is usually optimum. Some people meet quarterly, but there should be a regular meeting schedule. You should, in your proposal, identify or demonstrate some knowledge of local youth needs. Have a focus. We're not going to say you can never change that focus, but let us know what you're trying to address. Are you trying to address juvenile detention or dropping out, or and it doesn't have to be scientific, but it gives us an idea of where you're trying to go and why you're starting these sessions. You should have something in your proposal that really helps us understand how are you building leadership in this effort. You know, if you're, for example, you're having a meeting, right? We get a lot of applications to have informational session is what they're called, where the Lions will present Lions Quest to the community. Well, don't be afraid to also stretch those dollars to have the community present to Lions, right? For them to kind of give us the information about what they're seeing on the ground. And it also helps create buy-in with those potential members and partners. And it is an allowable, it's allowable. We'll help cover the cost of an expense for a meeting like that. You want to make sure that as best you can, that your informational sessions or your outreach work is outreach work. We do understand that we want to make sure that our fellow Lions are educated and involved, but you can always reach out to staff, and we're here to support you in your role of educating Lions. So we have the Lions Quest website that you can go to for a ton of resources, and our team will always work with you to customize a presentation if that's what's needed. You also want to make sure that you're thinking about some sort of data collection. That can be a survey from your participants. Did you like it? Did you get information? Or that you're collecting some sort of registration so that you can follow up with people. So those are the kind of things that we found over the years, not only help that initial formation of interest really take hold and grow, but it also kind of sets it up so that as you build your projects out, you have space for new people, right? You have to have space for new people to come in and participate, because those are your potential new members. The promotional grant is up to $1,500. You can also purchase branded material with those dollars. If your district is at a point where you want to have your own Lions Quest banner or your own tablecloth, if you are doing a lot of community events, we definitely recommend that. It's great for visibility. It draws attention. It gives you a role in office, and you can talk about Lions Quest. You can talk about membership. You can talk about all things Lions, because you almost have your mini Lions booth there. The Community Partnership Grant is up to $15,000. Now, both of these grants applications are accepted on a rolling basis. They're processed through our office, and so the turnaround is pretty, it's pretty uneventful. We kind of vet them through our office. Now, with the Community Partnership Grant, you really want to apply for that once you have kind of gotten to a point where you have a partner who's agreeing to actually try the program. That can cover getting that team trained, getting them the materials. Our technical support is of no charge, so you don't even have to factor that into your grant budget. It's part of your benefit of membership, right? You can also continue to promote the program. So you can continue to do these sort of community outreach meetings or sessions, or purchase your branded sustainable materials, right? You should also be looking at ways to, collect a little bit of data, something that kind of helps you figure out if your program or your project's going the way that you want it, or if you need to kind of course correct. And, we want to make sure that the agreement that you have with your particular partner is a quality agreement. You want to make sure that, they're going to do this and you're going to do that, and that there's some sort of transparency, because you're going to need that to kind of grow that into a larger initiative. The applications for the grants are on the Lions Quest website. I'll drop that in the chat box. It's lions-quest.org. If you go to the For Lions tab, you will be able to pull down any of the grant applications, the report forms, as well as a ton of really good promotional information. You can look at our research, as well as if you have something that's a little bit different, you can actually go to the Contact Us form and reach out for any more additional technical support. And again, all of that is at no charge. So I'm more than happy to share my email address, and you can reach out to me directly.
Lion Kim, you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
And I probably should have called on our Director Shea for opening comments instead of closing comments, but we've got question time. Director Shea, would you take a few minutes and give us your impression of this unique program that is being built out?
Yes, thank you, Past International Director Jerome, and all those participating tonight. This has been very informative. I've learned a lot. I'm even more excited now than I was when I tuned in, if you will. I have a fellow Kentuckian on the call with us, Dr. Michael Knight, who I've been working with, and we're waiting at the door for these materials to be developed, developmental steps that were mentioned earlier that will be available in, say, 45 days or so. We have already reached out to certain agencies within our state, including the Access to Justice program operated by our Supreme Court, and also the juvenile justice system in the executive branch. We see this as something that will bring together so many players, just like others have said tonight. So many players could have a role in this, and they are all potential Lions Club members. Obviously, the goal is service to our youth and taking good kids and making them even better. But also the means is developing these specialty clubs and giving them the tools and the funding they need to provide the service that is so important. So I have really enjoyed tonight. I hope this is the first of many meetings, Zoom meetings to come, presentations. I'm excited about seeing when all the materials are developed, where we can contact some of these different players, such as judges, prosecutors, defense attorneys, social workers, pastors, teachers, school administrators, so many. And all of these groups have conferences. They all have conventions. And if we can develop a program that we can take on the road, that will be great. I do agree with, I think, what has been said already. We need to develop several very strong quality pilot programs that prove what we already know, that we can then use as models when we go out and make this a national and international program. And I'm excited that and hope that my own Commonwealth, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, can be one of those pilot programs. And I'm looking forward to working with everyone on this call to make this a success. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Shea. Other questions, comments, concerns?
A question did come in through the chat box about the February 5th training and where to get that link to that training. Is that something you're going to share in the post webinar email or?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will send a post webinar email to everyone that registered, and it will have the link to register for the February 5th Lions Quest training with Deanne. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. And you'll in that email, you'll also share the link to the recording, correct? There was one person signed in through their phone that couldn't see the slides.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So, yeah. So, and then let's see, just, I did put your Lions Quest email, your email, and Specialty Club's emails in the chat box already. Let's see, want to sign up for the Lions Quest training. Okay. Yeah, so the Lions Quest training would be the February 5th. I'm just looking at the chat box again now. So, okay.
And Lion Kim, I did have one question that was sent directly to me that it asked, would you work with Lions to customize a program for a summer camp where that they could impact the participants, the campers at the summer camp? Is that something that the Lions could reach out to you directly and possibly work together to get done?
Absolutely. We have done that sort of work. We've done that a lot. We actually have worked on a shorter version that is really a good fit for after school. So you can email me directly and we can set up a time to chat. Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Lion Kim, John Monahan from 22D in Delaware. And we have Lions Quest for several years now. And one of the questions I just had, especially with the COVID and the hybrid learning that went on in the school that we're working with, I've had questions about research and development, for keeping up to date with our program. We've had questions about addressing LGBTQ situations. And my feeling is that the program is flexible enough that is already included, although maybe not addressed directly. But I am concerned with, as we move forward with the technology and the need to have access maybe 24/7 in some situations with guidance people. My question basically is, how are we coming on with research and development? Are we actively involved in that, in improving a good program?
Well, thank you, Lion John. I feel like I should slide you a check for that perfect question. I will just say right now, we are in the process of working with consultants to do a major overhaul for the program. The science behind social and emotional learning is really, it's been the same for a number of years. We've gone from calling it prevention to life skills, to character education, to SEL, but you're going to always still focus on those 5 competencies. I think the challenge that you're bringing up is not one that is unique to Lions Quest. And I think, the way that we have started to discuss it is really being realistic about what is feasible from a standpoint of putting something into print or finalizing something in a document that's then distributed, that sort of like an iPhone, as soon as you make that last payment, there's a new one out. Right. So what we've really looked at, and I think one of the reasons that I think this specialty club model is such a good fit, is that whether or not that is an issue that needs to be addressed is really going to be dependent on the group that you're working with, right? And so we're kind of taking the standpoint that the more that we can educate Lions and the more that we can encourage Lions to fold in some of these other support services, the less we have to really meddle with burdening a teacher to teach all of these things. And I'll give you an example. You can take an existing Lions Quest lesson that teaches a kid about empathy, right? And about how do you respect another person's perspective or another person's being or another person's way of life. And that can be what that lesson is about, right? Organically, if that's an audience that that teacher has, of course it's going to come up because that's their group. But also, if this is a concern that we have a group of Lions who are willing to be, willing to address, it could be addressed through another type of activity. Maybe the Lions will support a safe space for kids that identify as LGBTQ to have, some sort of off-campus support group meeting, or, a safe dance. So you can really be creative based on us preparing Lions to understand SEL and to be empowered to think about supporting our students in that way, and not feeling limited that after you pay for the training that you're stuck. We want to be able to encourage people to think outside the box. I will say that with a caveat, grant criteria has not been changed. So there will still be some very specific parameters about what can be covered through the grant, but we can't legislate what you all fundraise for. We can't legislate what you all may find other outside resources for, but we can help you draft and write what you're doing up so that it is attractive and it does meet the need for other grant makers, right? That was a long answer, but hopefully it helps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May I add to that answer? The last time the Lions LCIF Board of Trustees met, they authorized the funding for you to have some consultants and to update the Lions Quest program and to address some of the issues that our great Lion there, Lion John, brought up. And so you're already working with some consultants and looking at what do we need to do to make sure that Lions Quest is relevant in 2022.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
very
I
much.
will make a note of that too. Thank you. So I think I'm not seeing any additional questions. I know I really asked you all for about an hour and a half of your time, and I'm about 6 minutes shy of that. So I think that we've done really well. I really want to thank all of you all that showed up and really showed an interest in the work that we're doing with Lions Quest. I really want to thank PID Thompson and ID Nichols for joining us and really bringing this new dynamic and depth to the conversation, and really supporting our staff and our colleagues in my opinion, really being the best that we can be, in our service of our youth and families through Lions Quest and our work with you all as Lions. And again, I would encourage you all to please reach out to our department. I am working closely with PID Thompson as well as with Guy and Jean, and between us, I'm sure that we can cover most bases. And if we can't, I am sure we will find out who will. And your input definitely helps us know that we're on the right track, but it also gives us some insight into things that we may need to think about to really make sure that we are serving you all in your efforts and breathing new life into the program and really helping us to reach some of our most vulnerable, which is our youth today. And I would just like to leave with a reminder to say that SEL is for everyone. Every child, every adult benefits from engaging with Lions Quest, whether it is through training, through practice, or through the support of the program. And I want to thank you for choosing our program as your service area. And I am looking forward to this being the first of many more meetings where we can continue to get to know each other and continue to be great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lion Kim.